So as many of you know, we're going to be doing a hackathon in Amsterdam in roughly what 2.5, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, yeah. So we'll start Monday, the 5th, and we're going to have a lot of really amazing people that are going to be joining us over there in Amsterdam, and many of them are on the call today to talk about NFTs, gaming, social, and anything else that might be on their mind. And so this is just supposed to be one of these fun Move Mondays where we talk about what's ever really on folks' minds as we head into the hackathon.
And let's, I guess, start with a round of introductions then.
Perfect.
So let's start with, I believe Abhinav is on for Martian.
Yes, thanks a lot for having me, guys. Really looking forward to the hackathon in Amsterdam. Beautiful city, and really looking forward to meeting a lot of you in person as well. Um, yeah, I'm Abhinav. I'm CEO at Martian. Martian is a Web3 wallet for move-based chains. You can find like a lot of native integrations in the wallet that enable users to have like a very good experience while experiencing the Aptos ecosystem. So you can fiat on ramp, you can do swaps, you can stake your APT. You can also explore buy and sell NFTs from within the wallet. Then there's also a browse DApp list as well as browse NFT project list inside the wallet. And more recently, we also launched like a Twitter integration feature, which basically allows users to link their Twitter handle with their Aptos account, and based on that mapping, they're able to do transactions through Twitter. A couple of use cases we support right now is basically users being able to do peer-to-peer transactions. So you can simply tweet GM Martian wallet, send one APT to XYZ handle, and the transaction goes through. Or like projects being able to run campaigns like GM Martian wallet, send one APT to the first 1,000 retweeters or first 1,000 repliers. Um, yeah, this is sort of like the overview. We are working on building a couple of more features inside the wallet as well. So there would be native bridging within the move ecosystem introduced very soon. And yeah, really looking forward to this hackathon, some of the features, and really looking forward to this conversation where we would discuss some of the things that can be built in this ecosystem that would enable an even better user experience.
Awesome. Hey, Martian, while
Before
it's
we
in
jump back, a
Abhinav,
quick question for you guys. Oh, sorry, Greg.
yeah, that's okay. Go ahead, David.
Oh, I was just going to double check with the Martians to say, I think you guys were there for our first hackathon all the way back in Palo Alto, circa 2020 May, when you guys were working on your marketplace, right?
Ah, right. Yeah,
Any chance
that
you're going
was
to
a
resurrect that, and get that completed?
that would be tough. We were like that. That was a very fun time. We were like actually exploring building that as well, but we finally decided to focus fully on the wallet. So no plans as of now.
All right, cool. Looking forward to seeing you guys again.
100%, 100%.
Awesome. And I guess the next person I'll bring to introduce themselves is Brother Joe.
Yo, how's it going, guys? Firstly, thank you so much for kind of inviting me up to represent the Bra Bears community and to be here talking with you guys. I've missed you guys. It's been a while since we've had a space like this, so I'm super excited. Yeah, I think one thing that Bra Bears kind of provides and what we're known for is we're just a community that really loves to have fun. We're probably, and I know this is a spaces with the official account, so I'll keep my vulgar to a minimum. But we're one of the most degenerate and just a community that focuses on having fun and just being together. And at the end of the day, that's always been my favorite part of crypto, and I think that's the favorite part of a lot of bra holders as well. So yeah, thank you guys for letting me up.
True degens. Yeah, next, Joseph, Metapixel.
Yeah, hello, Apps community. I think it's like really a bit late here in Korea, so I'm sorry if my voice is not really that good, but really happy to be here as a speaker for for this like Aptos Holland hackathon. And also like Metapixel is like bringing some like fun to the like Aptos ecosystem. So we are aiming to be the Web3 home for gamers and currently building some quality games to bring mass adoption to the Web3 with Aptos. So like starting from the last playtest of Ground Zero Limited, which was held in like last March, our team is currently working hard to bring some quality games to be live and heading to our second playtest at the moment. And I'm really excited to be here as a speaker to speak about something about ongoing things on the Aptos ecosystem and some like doing some like featuring of the Aptos upcoming hackathon. And can't wait to see more cool projects coming up on the Aptos ecosystem as well.
Awesome, and I know a lot of people had ton of fun playing the game like in the last playtest, and I'm sure they're excited for the next one as well. And last but not least, Django.
Hello, guys. Thanks for letting me be up here. And yeah, I'm Django, the CEO and co-founder of Spooks. Basically, we are the leader company which provides utilities around analytics here on Aptos. We are the creators of the Spooks list, which is a gamified list which tracks engagement on Twitter. So it was fun to fight for the engagement and be in the first position of our list. And also we are the creator of Snipe.io, which is an ultimate platform to discover, analyze, and trade Web3 digital assets for Aptos.
Awesome. And thanks to all the people here who come on. I want to kick off the conversation about the hackathon, keeping in mind that, hey, like our hackathon or Hack Holland is starting June 5th through June 7th. I'm not sure if we've taken in all the applications for it yet. I'm completely lost in that. I've been kind of out for the past couple of days. It's fine there. But I just want to kick it off with asking everyone, what are you excited to see being built at the hackathon? What do you think should be coming?
I guess I can kind of go first. I think on a serious note, what I'm excited for is like what I think one of the most core use cases of crypto would be speculation. Like, I know this isn't what a lot of people like to hear, but like a lot of people, like crypto has found this use case of being one of the best places to speculate on assets, trade assets permissionlessly and decentralized. So I'm excited to see some more like, um, you know, things that people can speculate with, perps, options, leverage, stuff like that. That kind of a robust DeFi ecosystem. So that's something I'm also, looking forward to more like social fi. Like I think what Martian is doing with connecting your Twitter to your wallet, things like that are really excellent growth hacks. So, and that's super beneficial to the chain and super beneficial to the ecosystem. So that's kind of what I'm keeping my eyes open for.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for that too. I kind of want to send, maybe I'll send you, Joe, some APT or something afterwards with Martian Wallet. We'll see how that goes. I didn't get it working last time though, so we'll see.
Well, at our last hackathon, we actually had the Merkle trade launch, or I guess was one of the winners there. So it'd be exciting to see where we go this time with more visibility into the space. But before we jump to the next speaker, I also want to call out, we just had Wapal join us. So our good friends at Wapal are here. If you guys want to do a quick intro.
Hey, hi, David. Hi, guys. Hi, Greg. Hi, Joe, Zango, everyone. Thank you, GM. Hey, thank you for having us up here on Spaces. It's always great to actually share spaces with you, with absolute amazing people. So, yeah, so about a quick update about for this week, we are launching a new feature for Wapple, and the announcement are going to come real quick. And yeah, that's what our focus has been at the moment, and more collaboration coming with within the ecosystem as well. More alphas coming soon. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think you guys just shared last night that you have started playing around with Token V2. I think you have a candy machine demo out there.
Yes, absolutely. I think Ozzy has set it up. He is right there. And though I'm not a full technical person right here, but we have already dived into Token V2 standard, and this is something that we're looking to experiment a lot on this particular side as well. And yeah, I think there are exciting things coming up on Aptos as well as Wapple, and we definitely don't want to miss out on this opportunity as well. And yeah, again, thank you, David, Greg, and everyone right there supporting us since day one and pushing us to do better. It's a pleasure to be on chain. Honestly, the love you guys have been showing us, it's immense, and thank you very much.
Oh, we're happy to have you here. But on that note, one thing I'm really excited about for the upcoming hackathon, as we just discussed, is we just landed objects. We're in the process of landing Token V2, and I'm really just curious, does anybody have any ideas that they're excited to try to build out in that space and take advantage of?
Sorry, you mean from our team?
Just in general, like across the board of everybody that's on the stage, if anybody's thinking about things that they could build with inside the object model or the Token V2 framework.
Yes, I think I'm excited for the event as well. I guess if everything goes well, I and Subas are going to be there, but let's see what's going on. So yeah, I'd love to actually hear what the ecosystem is planning to do on that particular event as well.
I think we are. Yeah, actually,
Hi, Joseph. Sorry, I didn't see you. Hi there.
yeah. Hey guys. Yeah, actually, as like David mentioned, like we are pretty excited to see like token to like new token standard going to be live in Aptos ecosystem, and as like we are preparing some like gaming NFTs and building some NFT projects named Catcha, and we are excited, more than excited, to bring this like NFT collections on the new token V2 standard as well.
One thing
I'm just excited about seeing more Catcha videos. We need more Catcha paraphernalia.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. And actually, like, to like deliver some more alpha, like we will be releasing our new upcoming like Captcha website on the 18th. And as David mentioned, there will be new type of like video reel coming out related to the Captcha pretty soon.
I had no idea. I didn't intend to prompt you, but that's exciting.
Wapple, I just want to say something.
Yes, Catcher has been some sort of Christopher Nolan's movie. Joseph, you need to drop some information about it real quick.
Yeah, actually, previously we delivered some kind of like basic like music video thing related to the Catcha before, but we want to share more about the how does the Catcha is being formed and which kind of like the story that we are trying to deliver. So it will be deliver will be live pretty soon. So our team is currently working on new types of video and including some really cool music as well. Yeah, and also like to take over the question that previously Greg mentioned. As a gaming person myself, I really want to see some really great, really cool products related to the games and bringing some fun on the upcoming Aptos Hackathon in Amsterdam. And actually, I can't really pick one sector for the exciting points as an output for the hackathon, but I'm always looking forward to see some good use cases helping out Web2 people more easily experience and benefit from the Web3 spirit and technology. So when I simply think about the last hackathon held in Seoul before, they were really simple but great ideas as a result of the Aptos hackathon. The virtual trade was the one thing that coming out from the hackathon, and we also have the werewolf here as well. And I think I'm pretty excited to see the actual projects are going to like live recently. And with the great supporters and foundation, I think it would be a really great idea level projects to showcase their great ideas and get support from the other builders and ecosystem partners as well. So, and also we are more than happy to support as well. So pretty excited to see what will be coming up for the new, what will be coming out from the new Aptos Amsterdam Hackathon as well.
Yeah, I want to take a quick detour and let Smith introduce himself, and then I want to actually talk more about Werewolf and Witch.
Hey guys, how you doing? Hey Greg, Martian, Wapal, Joe, Joseph, Django, David. Good to be here with you all. I'm founder of Aptos Monkeys. We like to be associated with building stuff, even though we're very early. I mean, uh, there's still a lot of space to grow. But yeah, we've built out some really cool, interesting stuff on chain. Whether it's the leaderboard mint that we shipped 2 weeks ago, people are like kind of burning seeds to climb up the leaderboard to try and get a sanctuary, which is an NFT represented as a home for monkeys. We've built out staking stuff, and we've got like 5, 6 projects already using it to send out tokens to their holders. And good to be here with you all.
You know, it's actually good you brought up the sanctuaries. Burns is kind of a fun aspect from the NFT and like a little gamification of that like social feeling of like you're trying to beat out other people for the sanctuaries, which I think fits really well into the one of the tracks that we're having at the hackathon for NFT social and gaming.
So I can present the idea in the hackathon, even if it's shipped out already.
Probably no.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the answer. But then, yeah, it's been really interesting to build. We wanted to just try something new, experiment around an idea, see how well received it will be. I think it needs a bit of more marketing push. But then, from within the community, from the hardcore monkey fans, they love the idea, and they all know it's an experiment, nothing crazy about it.
That Werewolf and Witch was one of our participants at the Korea Hackathon back in February, and they, I believe, were the winners of the NFT/gaming category, in which it's a game where you pit NFTs against each other, and there's some randomness in it, and you compete werewolves versus witches. And I believe they're on season 3 coming soon, David.
Yeah. So they just wrapped up. Season 1 was an interesting one because Max broke it, and he continued to break it over and over again. But ultimately, we got to season 2 where you were able to get some solid competition going on. And I think it ultimately ended in the middle of our end of week sync here over at Aptos Labs when Max attacked Kent's witch and ate her up alive, which is a really devastating moment for Kent because he had a 150 level witch, and Max treated it like it was a brand new baby witch. And then all of a sudden the game said werewolves won, and so now they're on season 3, I think, in 3 more days, and they promise a whole bunch of new features to really expand upon the content and experience. And so just to give context about why Werewolf and the Witch is kind of interesting from my perspective, beyond the fact that they were the best of move winner in the Korea Hackathon or the Seoul Hackathon, was that it's almost an entirely move-based game. And so they've got all the logic, all the frameworks, all the data. It's all entirely within inside of Move, and you just have a web front end to kind of push it forward. And so I keep asking the various wallet developers, hey, Martian, you're up next. When do we get native in-wallet Werewolf and the Witch? It's really going to take the ecosystem by storm.
Yeah, definitely. Like, would love to work on that and chalk that out. Like, we have been working on some features on the gaming side as well, and would love to see something exciting coming out of the hackathon on that front. So one thing that I was also discussing with my team was basically someone building a wrapper around a wrapper that like dApps can integrate with, or even like wallet users can connect through their wallet, which would basically allow them to have session keys in the game. So you define your time period, you define maybe like a max limit on your spend, and then you're able to do pre-approved transactions while playing a game. This could potentially be like a really cool feature or like really cool product to have. But also, I just had like a genuine question as well. So, what is the criteria of like judging these hackathons? Would you give more weightage to someone who basically combines like all of these three elements in this track? So basically, like NFTs, social, and gaming, or would you give more weightage to someone who's like only focused on gaming and building a project there?
Do you want to put your foot in your mouth first, Greg, or do you want me to?
I always let you put your foot in your mouth first.
Cool. Thank you. So I think the question I would ask is what is going to be the best criteria for like the highest to succeed? I don't think it's going to be necessarily do you do 1, 2, or 3 of these or which ones that you actually end up doing. Obviously, you have to fit within the category. So that's probably the most important thing. Beyond that, and Greg, maybe you can load up the doc that actually has some of our criteria there and you can share that out. But the most important thing is that it's built for Aptos. I mean, there's nothing sadder than going to a hackathon where a bunch of people just kind of read off handmade presentations that are meant for any given blockchain and they don't actually specialize on some of the really cool stuff we're doing over here. And so that's what I like to personally see is just how engaged with the current tech stack are you? Are you challenging the perspectives from that side? I mean, I'm an engineer. I always excessively pivot towards the engineering side of things. But beyond that, I think the next thing would be how interesting is the proposal? Does it change? Is it something new? Is it refreshing? And so you can kind of go from there in terms of how far along is the project into development and in the presentation, and what is the product market fit? Does this actually solve a realistic problem that the community is looking for? And so then you can kind of say, well, if it's in the social space, do we actually imagine people would be using it? If it's in the gaming space, is it a fun game? And if it's an NFT space, are people trying to catch them all?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And like I was also giving this a bit of a thought, like on the social side, what could be interesting, like especially for me, is basically some sort of feed that can be directly plugged into wallet or like any dApps on Aptos. So basically, like collating data from Twitter about like upcoming mints, giveaways on different platforms, or like being able to like based on the NFTs that you have, like there could be a bit of machine learning here as well, just like very simple, basic that can be implemented in like in the span of 2-3 days. But like just based on the sort of NFTs you like anything that can be suggested within the ecosystem, anything like just like a feed on top of that can be plugged into different apps.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I suspect we're going to see people that come with projects that they've been working on for a little while prior to the hackathon. But I always like to walk around and just integrate with people that are building fresh teams that are forming right then and there. I think it's going to be really exciting to see the diversity of the crowd. I mean, we've been looking at some of the applicants thus far, and it really does look like it's going to be one of the most diverse crowds that we've actually ever worked with at a hackathon. Which is not saying a lot because this will be our 3rd hackathon, but
Yeah. Bringing it back to the what people would like to see. You were mentioning the things about social, Abhinav. I was thinking about like I do want to see people using blockchain for social networks in the future in general as well. Like I know that isn't Jack Dorsey or someone launching Blue Sky or something to try to compete with Twitter? Why is everything for crypto Twitter on Twitter? Why can't it be on a different platform that actually uses a blockchain natively? And what better than to use something like Aptos, which has the performance for it?
Yeah, totally agree. Like, and like Aptos would be the ideal chain to do it, right? Like with the new token standards, like also being able to do batch transactions, um, all of that fits into that like scenario. But this could be like a really interesting project to look out for if someone actually builds it.
Yeah, as well as I actually want to hear from the NFT people here if there's anything specific that they're excited about. It looks like Fisher wants to come up, so I'll pull him up here. He's definitely got something to say. He did say he didn't get an invite and he was coming, so he held up his end of the bargain.
He is a man of his word. I still remember the first and the second, and maybe the third Shui.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot at this point.
Welcome, Fisher.
Thanks, man. How you guys been? I haven't been listening. I just tuned in. I just had some time just now. But how's the discussion been going so far?
It's been going all right. So I'm going to ask you this question then, since as a former professional gamer and as well as someone in charge of one of the most prolific NFT projects on the chain, what is the kind of things you want to see from NFT and gaming on the hackathon that we have in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think gaming and NFTs in general is pretty interesting. I still don't think we've seen, like, there's a few examples of maybe projects that have done it right. Like, I can think of like Everseed. I think like obviously Metapixel is a big one that's going to be on Aptos, which I'm super excited about. And there's been a few talks about like esports and NFTs, but I don't think anyone has like properly done it just yet. We actually discussed like way back. It was like, this was like maybe like 2 years ago or something. We were talking about what if we made like a decentralized esports organization with like a focus on NFTs, and then you could do a branch of NFTs that would focus on a certain game, because some people are only fans of League of Legends, or some people are only fans of Counter-Strike or whatever, and they don't really care about the other games. And you would have specific NFTs that would give you voting rights for hiring players, hiring staff, and so forth. And I thought that could be an interesting concept, but I don't like I wouldn't know how to pull it off like execution wise. But I do think it's interesting. I think it's probably something that is maybe like 5 or 10 years away, maybe still, like figuring out like how you integrate gaming with NFTs, like in a super like positive way, and a way that like onboards more normies. But I do think it's interesting. I think they should probably follow like what CS:GO does with like the way they use cases, because I think skins in CS:GO is basically just NFTs. Like, that's how I describe it to like anyone who's like in crypto but doesn't know about Counter-Strike. It's like you can open these cases and there you basically like open NFTs, and then you can sell your NFTs on their marketplace, or you can OTC them or whatever. But I think CS:GO cases and CS:GO skins are a more accepted like NFT, I guess, if you could put it that way.
Yeah.
But those are like my initial thoughts about like NFTs in gaming.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I think people like are very afraid of the word NFT, right? But then you see like the volume of trading that goes through, CS:GO skins or even Fortnite skins, like the billions of dollars that they make off of those, which is and like Fortnite, you can't even trade them if I remember correctly. So it's a great use case for NFTs. I think that's a good call up there.
Yeah, I agree as well. Like I mean, the volume on just like the Steam marketplace is crazy, but there are hundreds of sites that do like OTC trading, or where you can actually sell it for dollars instead of just Steam money. Because on the Steam marketplace, you can only sell it you just get Steam money, and you can never withdraw that. But when people start implementing like marketplaces where you can actually get your money out, then it creates like this whole entire ecosystem where people are actually making money, like trading CS:GO skins. They're looking at the different rarities. There's something called float in CS:GO skins, which is basically like how rare is this on a scale of like 1 to like 100%, I guess. And it's super interesting, and I think it's like, I was trading CS:GO skins back in like 2015 or 14 or something when it first came out. And if you look at like cases, they actually have crazy value nowadays. Like, it's insane. You could buy these cases for like 10 cents back in 2014, 15, and they've 100x'd like over the past, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. Like, it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's actually a really good use case in gaming is if you were to actually take these marketplaces and put them on chain. Like you said, you can trade them for other use cases, decide like you're done with CS:GO, you've died the last time, you're thrown in the towel and you want to go move to a different game. You could go trade all your stuff for advantages in a different game or for other resources outside of it. And then the funny thing is there, you mentioned OTC trading. The great thing here is if it's all easy to do on the blockchain as a normal marketplace, you can actually get the royalties as the owner of the game rather than having these OTC trades that are being done on the side. You don't actually get a cut of that, which is interesting to think about. And the fact that with that, you make it, if you make it easy enough, like people don't do as much out of the way things. It's like Spotify made it easy for you to stream music, so people don't, download music as much because it's just too easy to use.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I think what you're saying about like if you want to like swap, like if it was all done on chain and you can actually like swap to other stuff, I think that would be sick as hell, right? You have like 5 to 10 games that are doing really well. Maybe you're done with Counter-Strike at some point. You can sell all your stuff. You want to get rid of it. Now you want to try something new. There's a new game on the horizon. They've released a bunch of skins that you can also buy for, money or tokens or whatever it ends up being, and then you can sort of swap around and you can like go through a cycle of games that way. I think that would be kind of sick.
Awesome. I want to let some time for anyone else who is up here who hasn't spoken, if they have any things that they want to see from the hackathon or any things they want to talk about the NFT gaming social space in general. Okay. David, anything you want to talk about?
Where to begin? I mean, I think one of the big things that I'd like to see is how people want to start leveraging new constructs. I mean, we recently got out these smart data structures, which I don't know if we've got much feedback about there. I don't know if anybody on the call can talk about their experience of using some of these things, but that might be more for the DeFi crowd, which I don't think we've got too many DeFi users here.
I actually just pulled up Kanya.
Cool. Maybe Alex will come up and tell us how that's coming along. I think the next one from there that I'm also kind of curious is one of the things that we're spending a lot of time talking about internally is the evolution of our APIs. I don't know if many of the folks know, but a lot of our original REST APIs were as a result of us trying to push away from the legacy Libra and DM code stack into something that was fresh and really enabled rapid development on top of the Aptos core. And it made a lot of sense when we were fresh and brand new, but now as we become more sophisticated, if that's the right word, or more mature is maybe a better word, it becomes more and more apparent that like the REST-based interface isn't providing the same level of functionality, the same performance, and a lot of other quirks that we're kind of hitting there. And so I would actually just be curious, like for anybody that's a dev on there, what are you looking for? Like what issues are you walking into, and how can we make it better for you to be a developer on Aptos?
I'd be glad to comment here on what David asked. And I also did have a question that was directly pertinent to NFT stuff. So I think maybe this might be a good segue. So for David, we were talking about the REST APIs and everything. As a dev, one thing that has been tough historically has been just honestly like getting rate limited. I know that as far as like interfaces go with devs more generally, we got a lot of questions for WebSockets APIs as well. And so at Kanya, we're building out our own REST backend for data services that are directly pertinent to our DeFi project. So like querying order book state, getting historical trade information, and we're doing that for both REST and WebSocket variants. I do think that having some kind of WebSocket, maybe on like an indexing side, I'm not really sure, would also provide some useful benefits for people looking to integrate the chain, just because you can do more interesting kind of like maybe streaming applications. Obviously, it comes into like what's going on server side and what kind of support you need, but I think that's one of the big requests we've gotten as far as like APIs go. And then I have noticed personally when working on some of the CLI tooling I've been building that a lot of it uses REST calls in the background. And some of them, I think like view functions and scripts perhaps like only accept JSON instead of BCS or REST API. And so I think like just accepting all formats would be a really good thing, just because there's some parts that are like for example, one thing, like you can't now pass nested vectors as script arguments because it has to be in JSON and there's no way to deserialize it. So like there's weird implications like that. So yeah, I would say those two things, maybe just like WebSockets and BCS stuff. As far as the hackathon and NFT things go, I remember, so Brothers was talking earlier about how they basically just mentioned speculation and NFTs, and I think that that's certainly like a fun part of the NFT culture. I know a lot of people are like always looking at the floor price and et cetera. And I think someone was talking about Counter-Strike and trading and everything. I think that there's like a lot of opportunity here for I don't know what I might call NFT-fi. I know people have talked about fractionalizing NFTs and putting them on chain. So maybe like, I don't know, some kind of like on-chain guild can own the castle in the game is one example I've heard. I would also like to just see like a perps protocol so that you can short NFTs and like speculate on the price of them as a derivative. I mean, if it really is going to be a casino, you might as well just go like full tilt. And I think one thing that a lot of people would like to do is actually take a bet that the price of an NFT would go down, because the prices of NFTs can be pretty exorbitant at times. And I think that it would also help stabilize the market if we enable traditional market dynamics like short selling, or at least speculating on the price of an Oracle feed, with perpetual futures that you can do by just hooking up an NFT marketplace to a Kanye, for example. So I guess that'll transition to my last shameless plug, which is that we're going to be at the hackathon too, and we're going to be sponsoring the DeFi track, and there's a $30,000 top prize there. And that does not mean that like you can't somehow bake NFTs into this. If you can create a cool marketplace, then and it exposes all these market dynamics, like that's a great opportunity, I think, to showcase a project. And we're excited to be there because I think it was David who was mentioning the like, I don't know what to call it, the zeroth hackathon maybe last year, but that was actually where Kanye Labs got started. Like Kanye began as an order book project at the office in Palo Alto at this hackathon, and sort of grew into the project that it is today, and that's only in a year. And so I think it's exciting to think that there are other projects out there just like going in Discord and reading the docs right now, like I was doing a year ago, who in a year from now are going to be like fundraising and launching full scale projects. So I think that the hackathons are like where the real alpha is, if not exclusively on GitHub. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I want to just say one more thing, and that's thanks to Kanye for helping set up these Holland Takeover. They were really helping drive with us, and Martian and some others, for these chats leading up to the hackathon as well. So thank you. It's good that you brought up as well as the prizes for the DeFi track. I want to bring up that the NFT social gaming track, there'll be 60K in prizes as well at the hackathon.
Yeah, it's incredible to imagine how 1 year ago, Iconia was also with us. You guys have done amazing things since that point in time. I mean, I still look back at a lot of the hard conversations that we had about the existing use of tables and the limitations there. And you've really helped kind of drive forward a lot of the technology across the board, as well as documentation. I'm sure you remember those days when you're like, David, what the heck does this do? And we'll improve it. You've contributed greatly in that space. So really mad props to you folks for being there along the ride with us. And actually, to one of your points that was really fun, in the last hackathon, we did have categories. We didn't actually require teams to specify what category they were in. And so in many cases, these projects would be kind of covered across like 3 different categories. And so we had to make an arbitrary decision on which category do we want to bucket them into. And so I think we actually did have a games category, but we also had a move category. And so when we saw Werewolf and the Witch, it was just like, oh, wow, this one is a hands down killer in the move category. So it didn't even have to go and compete in the otherwise also very rich gaming space. And so to your point, if somebody wants to come up with a clever cross category application, it is a way to kind of mess with our poor judging minds on how to evaluate. So have fun with that. And I think Greg wants to start bringing up some of our fun friends from the floor up to the stage.
Yep, I'm just letting some people up as it fits, because I know that there's some limits on the number of people you can have up for Twitter Spaces. Also, as I bring people up, I'm very interested in what you guys would like to see from a hackathon for NFTs, gaming, and social applications on Aptos in general, or just in general, like what would you like to see from those categories?
Yo,
Alex.
GM everyone, do you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Right. So yeah, we just confirmed that we'll be visiting Hackathon as well. One of my big bosses, so really excited, to meet all of you guys and like meet new people there. I was just wondering if you guys have like any list of the participants yet, or any chat that we can join, in order to see like who's going and so on.
And that's actually a good segue into another topic, which I don't think we went into much detail, but we'll share some early information there. Sorry, Greg, I'm going to jump on this one unless if you have more context, but we're working on a program that we call ambassadors. And so we effectively, I think, have 8 engineers coming to the hackathon to go and help support the various teams that are going to be building at the hackathon. And so we've divided the participants across these 8 engineers. Those 8 engineers will then invite their participants, their teams, to a Telegram chat to work with each other. We'll also have a unified Telegram, so all the hackathon participants can communicate with each other, just to help kind of help find teams. As I discussed earlier, this hackathon is actually really neat in the fact that we saw a lot of just individuals applying for the hackathon. And so it's going to be super critical over the next, 3 weeks that people start talking about what they're excited about, what they're interested in, and form teams prior to getting to the hackathon so they can really crush it when they get there in person. And so I think that covers most of that kind of constructs in that space. And so we'll get that information out there.
I'll send you DM.
Hey, Shamrock. And then I think there's a couple more people who want up I will also bring up next.
Yeah, hello, what's up, Move Monday, and an absolutely crazy lineup today. I'm so happy to see all those people as the speakers here. Let's go! Seriously, I almost forgot what I wanted to say because I'm so happy to see all those people here. Seriously, so thank you so much. Also, I'm so happy that Greg is back. I'm so happy to hear his voice. Yeah, he's obviously for me is the voice of Aptos. So yeah, so happy. Actually, just wanted to say a few things about what Fisher said earlier. I'm totally agree with his statement about the NFTs and gaming, especially with all those loot boxes and such stuff. I've been keep saying this for nearly every time that people really afraid about what NFT is, but they basically use in their skins and such stuff as an basically as an NFTs. It's just it's not called an NFT right now. But yeah, I believe that if we will slowly and steady push the thing, that they will have actually, the ownership or IP rights, maybe it will help to onboard those gamers, especially from, from FPS games or MMORPG games. And huge shout out to Joseph from Metapixel. I'm preparing for the test part 2, and I have no idea how I will survive those 2 weeks because I will try to cover all the tests in time. Yeah. And yeah, thanks for having me as a speaker. And sadly, I will not be a part of the Hack Holland myself, but actually, I wish someday to see you all because the main thing, actually, me and many people are, I believe, more hyped about this Hack Holland is actually to meet all of you in real life, to build stronger relationships, stronger connections. And yeah, so I believe this is the main, the main feature of this meeting. At least it would for me, and I believe for most of people. So yeah, I wish you all, the best. The only wish I have, if it may be possible, to organize at least some, some small live stream or something like that. At least few people with a GoPro camera or something like that would be really awesome, to have at least a small part of this, of this amazing celebration, So yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can get live streaming working for their presentations this time as well. Be cool. I like how you did mention get to meet everyone in person. I think Smith is holding something as well with Aptos Monkeys, and it'll be the first time I'll get to meet him since I know that he's in Europe.
Yeah, we're planning something cool with Iconia and several others, Quantum, because I'll be there, also Artsy. But I'm not sure we're ready yet to share. But then, yeah, stay tuned for something coming huge.
Oh, sorry. I guess I leaked some alpha on that.
Oh my God, Greg, how dare you?
Yeah, I'll comment a little bit. So I'm not as involved on the operational side of the company. I'm also involved with the technical sort of initiatives. But yeah, we are planning a lot of different things with other groups while we're going to be in Amsterdam and also in the ramp up phase. And so we try to be in touch with a lot of the biggest players from the ecosystem to get things like this Move Monday together going, and then also some in-person events in Amsterdam, because meeting in real life is, I think, one of the great things about this community, that I already know a lot of people personally on the Twitter space and would love to meet everybody else too, because I think that's going to give us a lot of sort of group cohesion and allow us to form these long-lasting partnerships that we're going to need to grow as an ecosystem together.
I just added a cake maker from the audience. Hello.
Hey, hi. Thanks a lot for letting me come to the stage. Thank you so much. I have a question. So, for that, let me give you a short introduction. I'm a developer currently working on the Internet Computer, also known as ICP, developed by Definity. So I have co-founded Meme Cake, a multi-chain NFT marketplace, and Sonic, a complete on-chain and open source decentralized exchange. So in 2021, our focus was on Aptos, and we even launched a NFT marketplace on this platform. However, we didn't gain much traction as our launch coincided with the FTX fall. Consequently, our attention shifted towards DeFi, and we have since developed a highly functional decentralized exchange. Recently, I've been exploring the construction of a confidential decentralized exchange using zero knowledge proof to create a dark pool aiming to prevent bot and sandwich attacks on DEX. Should we choose to develop on this on Aptos, what kind of support can you provide us?
David, would you like to take this one? Well, anyways, so you were asking, what kind of support are you looking for? Technical support?
We're looking for dev relation support. Just to kickstart everything, because in the past when we worked on Aptos, like I said, we did launch an NFT marketplace, but we didn't gain any traction, and we sort of then moved to DeFi, and we do have alpha DeFi running. Actually, currently it's online, and we have like around $400,000 TVL. But lately we were thinking about doing something with zero knowledge proof, and we are exploring options, and Aptos looks pretty good, and I'm just trying to understand if we choose. We just don't want to fail like what when we launched our NFT marketplace. So we want to make sure that we connect with the right people, and maybe if we have a dev support or dev relation or something where we can connect and understand the process.
Yeah, why don't you send me a DM, and we can get you squared away with some additional support and move from there. Sounds like you guys are doing some really cool stuff, and I'd love to make sure you guys are getting the support that you need to succeed.
I'd also like to mention too, like we're not developers by any means. Actually, we do have some really talented developers, but we can offer, like, you can look to the community that's here also right now, that like at this stage we are very open to support anybody who wants to come and build on app, like as a community. I see a bruh PFP, I retweet, and that's the same for any other bruh holder. So I would just look to leverage the community that's here already, like Bruh Bears, Mavericks, Spooks, Mingos. Like this is the Aptos community. Like you're gonna find all these holders, and these are the holders and the people you want, because if they haven't left already, they're not leaving anytime soon. And we really really ride or die for our ecosystem. So yeah, it's no developer support from Brothers, but you'll get social support, and you know, that's equally as important. So you know, looking forward to see what you guys cook up.
Thanks a lot. If you can follow my Twitter account, that would be great, so I can send a direct message. And thanks a lot for letting me speak.
Thank you for coming up. Indexer, you look like you wanted to say something.
Hey Greg, hey everybody else. It's I appreciate you guys having us on here. It's always great to catch up with the Aptos crew, and as we experience, you know, other chains, it's always great to see how welcoming the community is. It's refreshing seeing that when compared to other chains. I just wanted to kind of touch on some of the things we talked about, but to keep it brief, with the upcoming hackathon, we wanted to announce that we're kind of trying to do our part to support hackathons, and I don't know if there's anyone that's going to be involved in the hackathon coming up, but we'd love to get connected and be able to offer our support. We're going to provide an enterprise level key for anyone that's interested in building in the hackathon that needs access to NFT data. So we would love to get connected and just be able to provide that service for anybody that's interested.
Yeah, and it's great to always have you on here. And anyone who wants to use Indexer, I would check them out as well. I know that Bears and a couple other people, NFT projects here, already use them as well.
Yeah, we can't release any alpha as of right now, but there'll be some cool things coming out in the near future that some of the projects are going to be using for their upcoming products.
Yeah, I can say, like, we literally, like, they're not paying me to say anything good about them. We're actually paying them every month, and they've just been a pleasure to work with, honestly, with like all the tools that, you know, we're trying to cook up, and you know, just the simple things that like every NFT project needs, like sales bot, and just, you know, getting that data from the chain is really important for anybody building like on any ecosystem. So it's a, you know, IMO Indexer is very underrated. So, and they support us too. Like I said, like if I see a bro PFP I like these guys, you know, rocking bears, minted bears, like how could you, you know, say no to that? That's like kind of the extra step that, you know, made me realize they were a good team. And it's teams like that kind of make Aptos unique, where, you know, it is a smaller ecosystem at the moment, and we really do kind of support each other. You know, we go above and beyond. So, you know, I really appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone here who's kind of, you know, making sure that there is more stuff on the horizon for Apt, and making sure that we are fostering more excitement. So, all right, I'll stop being so sappy.
Very positive thoughts from one of our most degens here, Joe. Thank you. Constantine, I can never say that correctly. Constantine, I brought you up. Do you have anything you wanted to say?
Oh, hello, guys. How are you all been? And thank you for letting me come up and speak. How is the Aptos ecosystem doing?
Good as always, man. Good.
Good. I'm glad to see all of you here. Move Monday. We missed the Monday spaces. That was one of the things that we're always looking forward to.
Awesome.
And I know I'm coming from the Bro Bears community, so all my Bro Bears, I want to represent the Bro Bears community. We are the real degens. We are the meanest in the ecosystem, but we love all of you. We're the master. I love you, bro. We're the master. We're the master of the memes. We're the face of Aptos. We all know that there is no. We love the ecosystem. I love what you guys are doing, and keep building. I know it's a new blockchain, and right now the current market situations it's quite bad, as we all see meme coin season, and there's so many rugs going on, and all the liquidity is going right there. And I hope that it's gonna come back and I know he's gonna be back, and he's gonna come back stronger. So we all gonna. That's why by this time, by the bull market comes, we need to like keep building and keep uh, putting the foundation for another great blockchain in the industry.
Thanks, Constantine. I'm going to cut you off right now because we got 1 minute left. Thank you.
I got a quick question I want to throw out there, Greg.
Go for it.
Because I think, oh no, he's gone. I was going to ask Smith what the deal is with this jungle leaderboard thing is, because right now I've got the 11th most seeds burned, and I got to make sure that I get what I need to get out of this situation here. And if I got to go burn some more seeds, then I'm going to go burn some more seeds. And if I can kick Bowen out of the list, then I'm going to kick Bowen out of the list. So I would love to get some of that alpha or whatever this thing is that you guys are talking about here. But with that, I'm going to throw it back over to you, Greg.
Great. Well, I was going to say we're out of time. Thank you, everyone, for coming to Move Monday. Give everyone here a follow who's been on the chat. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And we'll catch you next week for, I believe, another Hack Holland takeover as well.